Hey, this is Brian with Elevate Creative. I want to show you how to get a free local business number. Okay, first things first, sure, you could just use your cell phone, but really, who wants to get phone calls at 3 a.m. from that annoying client? And two, how are you going to handle your voicemail? And what happens if your business grows and you need more than one line? You're going to end up ditching your personal number and porting it over to a business phone line anyways. Better just start with a free local number. So, without further ado, presenting Google Voice. If you haven't heard of Google Voice, this is an awesome service. They started up at least 5 years ago, and it's only gotten better with age. So let's take a look at a couple of features that they have here that are great for your business or just having a second phone number. First, you get voicemail transcription. So someone leaves you a voicemail, it automatically puts it all into text. It sends it to your phone via email or a message. You can read it when you're not available or in a meeting or, in this case, at the theater. You have one number that you can forward to a countless number of other phone numbers. So you get to choose your own local number, and then you have that phone number ring on your cell phone, on your business landline, on your personal landline, on another employee's phone. It's great. If you're a person that needs to call internationally, Google has some great rates. You just add money to your account and you just dial through Google Voice. If someone sends you a text, you can have that be sent to your email. You can share your voicemails with other folks. This comes in handy. I can't tell you the number of times I've wanted to forward a voicemail to someone else and have them take care of it for me. But really, here's one of the greatest features of Google Voice, and this is block callers. And along with this, and I'll show you this a little bit later, is as spam. You can mark messages as spam. So if you get one of those robocalls, you mark it as spam. It prevents other Google Voice customers from getting that call from that number, and vice versa. So Google Voice, having a Google Voice number actually protects you from getting fake calls that interrupt your workday. You can make conference calls on the fly. So you just have a bunch of people call in, answer, and then press star, I think, and that will join people into a conference call. We'll go over some of that functionality as well. If you already have a business number that you want to use with Google Voice, it's great. You can just port it over, or at the end you can port it out. If you end up not liking Google Voice, the only charge with Google Voice is if you want to port a number in or out, and it's fairly reasonable. It's $5 or $10. I'm not sure which. So let's take a minute to show you the setup process, and then I'll go over some of the functionality with you in the app and show you how it works. So to get started, go to voice.google.com. We're just going to click on Get Google Voice, go to web. This will probably change the features. If it's outdated, then I apologize. And just sign in with your Google account. This is the great thing about Google Voice. If you're already in the Google ecosystem, Gmail, this is going to work seamlessly, and it's going to be awesome. If not, I recommend Gmail. Just for its archivability, makes it really easy to find emails, and use it with your own custom email. I'll create a tutorial about that a little bit later down the road. Go ahead and sign in with your Google account. Once you're signed in, you're going to see this page here. It says Welcome to Google Voice. You can click on Continue. You can check out the TOS and the privacy policy if you wish. Pretty similar to Google's. And then you're going to enter in your city, where you're living or where you want your Google Voice number. So say you have a business number on the East Coast and you want one on the West Coast, you could technically pick one from San Francisco or whatnot. So this is, if you wanted to span 2 locations, you could use Google Voice to accomplish that and get a local number in a second location. But for me, I am in Southern Oregon here, so I'm going to look at Grants Pass. And there are no local numbers available in Grants Pass, but Ashland is really close to me, so I'm going to go for that. And I have all these numbers to choose from. I like the looks of this one, so we're just going to move forward with that. Now what's going to happen now is it's going to ask you to link a phone to verify that, to connect this Google Voice number to. So enter your cell number here, whichever phone you want to connect to Google Voice. It'll send you a text, or if you're using a landline, you can click here on Verify by Phone. It'll give you a phone call. You just type in the number. Once you do that, you'll be all set up to use Google Voice, and you can start adding numbers and playing the settings. So let's go ahead and switch over to Google Voice's web application. You can kind of see how this looks. You can send a text message right from the Google Voice website. You can place a phone call as well. I believe it will make you install a plugin in your web browser, but it's not hard to do. You can check your voicemail, and if I had a voicemail here, it would be transcribed with the text. So you click on it, you can read the voicemail, or you can just listen to it like a normal voicemail as well. Mainly what I want to look at here is some of the settings. So let's and you can look at your spam and archive messages. So you can archive voicemails, phone calls, call records, that sort of thing, text messages, just like you would in Gmail, and then use search to pull it back up. So if someone leaves you a message and you come back a month later, 2 months later, and you're like, oh, who was that? You could search by the name, you could search by some kind of content in that message, and it would pull it up. It's awesome. So we're going to switch over here. I'll show you the mobile application, show you how that looks, and how you can natively use that to make calls on your cell phone, iPhone, Android, whatever it is. So here we are on my cell. You can see we are in the Google Voice app here. So across the bottom, you have your options to switch between messages, phone calls, voicemails, and being able to call someone. So in the call section, you can style whatever number you want. You could search for a name. Pressing this button up at the top right allows you to search by name or search by phone number. Pretty straightforward. So let's just put in a phone call here. I'll show you what it does. So you'll see it's going to call, and you'll see that it's calling a number that doesn't look anything like the number it intended to call. Don't worry, that's Google's number. And then that will connect over to the number you wanted to call, showing your Google Voice business number. So that's a Google Voice in a nutshell. This will save you a lot of money and give you a lot of benefits, a lot of bang for your buck. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to help.